UFC 309 is coming this weekend, man, and today I'm about to go over my predictions for the whole entire card. Look, I wanted to say this. I appreciate all the support. It's been pretty good lately, man. You know, we're going to keep on doing this. I'm going to keep on nailing cards. But I know people have been asking me for, full card betting, and I'd definitely be down to do it. Make a video or even, crank up a live stream, come in, people ask some questions on what they'd like to see and whatever. But, yeah, I'd definitely be down to do that. But ultimately, I don't bet a ton, you know what I mean? I don't bet a ton. I bet on, 3 or 4 things typically. And I probably should bet more because of the way it's been going. But if anybody's interested in that, man, leave me something in the comments to tell me to do it, and I will. And, yeah, we'll figure it out. But for now, man, I'm about to go over my predictions for this card. And, let's get right into it. First up is going to be Bassil Hafez taking on Oban Elliott, and I'm going with Bassil Hafez. You know me, man. I love this. I love this guy. I will say I like Bassil Hafez, and I think he's a good fighter. I think he's better than Oban Elliott. I don't think Oban Elliott's good. I think he's a journeyman. He's on a 2-fight win streak. Val Woodburn and Preston Parsons. Come on, man. Look, in the Val Woodburn fight, the guy got rocked and got dropped by Val Woodburn. That might be, Val Woodburn's first knockdown in all of MMA. You know what I mean? I don't know, but that's not a good look at all, okay? In his regional, Dana White Contender Series fight, got dropped bad again. And he kind of cowards away from the power of people. And Bassil Hafez, he hits hard, okay? And I don't know how Gall, he didn't knock out because Gall was eating some bombs, okay? And Bassil Hafez shown improvement in the striking. He's strong. He's very, very durable. And that's another reason, man, I don't think Oban Elliott has the ability to go out there and finish Bassil Hafez. Do I think he can win a decision? Sure, but he's plus 220 right now, man. Are you serious? God, dude, let's have some common sense here. Bookies, I'm betting on Bassil Hafez, and I'm betting his KO, all right? His KO, I believe, it's not out, but I think it'll be around plus 800. He hits hard. Oban Elliott's been rocked before. I don't understand the line here, guys. Do I think Oban Elliott can win? I saw improvements in the striking last time out versus Preston Parsons. I agree. Preston Parsons doesn't hit hard. Anytime this guy's in the vicinity of someone who's hitting him hard and rocking him, he shoots to the grappling. And when you look at the grappling of this fight, I think it's even. I think Bassil might be a better wrestler, pure wrestler, and submission threat as well. Bassil Hafez is very, very good on the ground. There's tweets of Kamaru Usman and Justin Gaethje talking about how good he is on the ground. They're training partners of him. He kind of gassed out against Gall. I think when you look at the guy who hits harder, I think he is the better boxer here. I don't see Oban Elliott good. And minus 250 good is ridiculous, all right? If he goes out there and 30-27's Bassil Hafez, shit, if you're minus 250, you got to get a finish or a dominant 30-27. None of those I see happening here. And I do see Bassil Hafez getting the win here. So I'm starting off the card with a bomb of a plus 225 guy going out there and winning and KOing him. So I am going to be picking Bassil Hafez via KO. Pretty crazy start. And we got his counterpart here, Gall, taking on, I don't even know this dude's name, bro. What am I doing? Ramiz Brahimaj. Oh, that's this motherfucker. This dude sucks. Gall, he ain't good either. This is a horrible fight, and I did watch film on both of these guys. Brahimaj is a wrestler, and he is strong, and I do think he could get the better of Gall early on. But Gall, one thing he does have is good submissions and good ground game. So that's something I look at. That's important here. And that's what Brahimaj wants to do. I mean, I had to watch the fight between him and Themba Gorimbo, and I was just... Man, that shit sucked. But he's not good. He's really not good. He can wrestle. He has good submission game. He has good ground and pound, and I do think he is the better wrestler here. But his striking is absolutely atrocious. This guy got dropped by Court McGhee. You drop me in that octagon with Court McGhee, I would never, ever get dropped by Court McGhee, man. I don't care... I know I'm no professional MMA or amateur MMA. I would not get dropped by Court McGhee. This was recently too, man. Court McGhee is 45 maybe, and Brahimaj got destroyed by Court McGhee. So Gall to me, showed improvements in the striking. I mean, this is a god-awful fight, guys. But I think I'm going to have to go with Mickey Gall here. I do think he is, going to be the better guy here on the feet, and I think that's the most important. I think he's got a better gas tank. He is pretty durable. I could see Brahimaj having some success in the first round, but that's really about it. You look at his wins, none of them are in the UFC anymore, I don't think. And he is a pretty good grappler, I will say, good wrestler. And he can have moments, but I think Gall's going to, turn him around or reverse the position and get on top or even just get up. And I think he is better on the feet. He showed a little bit of improvement on the feet. Still not great. Man, this is a horrible fight that I don't want to pick, but I'm going to pick Mickey Gall. He is my boy, and he always brings the fight. I love that guy. Yeah. Jhonata Diniz taking on Marcin Tybura, and I will be going with Jhonata Diniz, and I'll tell you why real quick. Marcin Tybura, whenever he's in the face of a strong, fast, athletic striker, he, seems to have some problems with him. Okay, what's his name? Oh my God, Greg Hardy even, dropped him, gave him some problems. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember his name? Walt Harris. Walt Harris dropped him as well, and as well as Tom Aspinall beat him up, knocked him out in the first round, and his game plan, Tybura, is to come in there and wear on you. This is short notice, so how good of shape is he going to come into this fight? I don't know. I do think he is strides better in the grappling department. I do think if he can get Diniz down, it's going to be a problem. I just think he is another guy like Oban Elliott where they get a little bit tentative when they're in front of a guy who is powerful, and I think that's going to cause him some problems. If he gets that clinch, he can definitely wear down on him. But like I said, man, I don't know if the cardio's in the right spot. This is very short notice. I know Jhonata Diniz is, had a pretty good camp, although, he might not have been working on the wrestling as much because it was Derek Lewis. If Tybura can get him to the ground, I do think it's possible for Tybura to win, and it's definitely likely. I'm trusting Diniz to get this one done. I love this guy, man. I love his leg kicks. He hits like a truck, and he's fast. His check hook is disgusting. Left hook is nasty. And he's levels above Tybura in the striking, in my opinion. It's a tough fight to pick. I definitely see a side and, why people are picking Marcin, and I do think Marcin can win with that kind of grinding on you style, pause. But I think Diniz is a good athlete. I think he'll get this one done. Not confident. I believe he's the underdog, but we'll take Diniz to win this one. I like the athleticism, younger fighter, to beat Marcin. So, yeah. Next up. Actually, oh my gosh, what's this dude's name? Roberto Romero versus David Onama. I actually watched a little bit of Roberto Romero, and I like this guy's game. I really like him. He's, got that perfect Mexican style where, he's coming forward, he's ripping that body, he's, willing to eat and take shots. He's got that good boxing. His boxing is very good. It's very good. He's coming in, I believe he's, plus 700 to win this fight. I'm not going to lie. There's value there. I do think that he is actually pretty good. In this fight, to me, I worry about the size advantage. Even from this damn picture, guys, you can see David Onama. First of all, David Onama is a massive, huge featherweight. And Roberto Romero is very small. Onama is going to have a massive strength, height, reach advantage, and that bothers me a lot in this matchup. But he gets in that pocket, man. He loves to rip that body. He's got really good head movement. I love this guy. I watch him. I'm like, damn, I like this guy. The way he fights. He wants to get in your face, take away that range. But I do think Onama's going to get the better of him. I like Onama's. I think Onama can take him down as well. I do think Romero's pretty good on the ground. But I think the strength, the physicality, it's just a little bit too much. And Roberto Romero, he deserves to be here. He's beaten some good guys on the regional scene. I like this dude a lot. I really like him. I'd like for him to move down to bantamweight. I do think he's a little bit too small for the featherweight division. Also short notice, man. Onama's not he's a right outside the top 15 guy. You see the success rate on people, short notice opponents, especially regional short notice opponents coming in to fight a top 20 guy. It's a tough fight. They never win, really. I mean, Alexander Hernandez, Dariush is really one of the only ones. And we've seen Alexander Hernandez has a long stint with the UFC. Sorry to get off track here, but Onama's good. I'm not huge on Onama, but I think the physicality, the strength, the size, I think the ground game is a little bit better for Onama. Full camp here for him, too. I think he'll get this one done. But Romero's dangerous. He's a good fighter. I like watching him a lot. And I'm hoping he can make some splashes in that bantamweight. Hopefully he moves down. But I like the guy a lot. But I'm going to go with David Onama to win this one. Next, man, I've been waiting for this fight. It's Jim Miller, Damon Jackson. This is such a sick fight. Oh man, Jim Miller taking on Damon Jackson. I'm going with Damon Jackson here. Now, originally, I was gonna pick Jim Miller because I thought the strength and the size. But I did realize, after the Chepe Mariscal fight, that Damon Jackson was officially, moving up to lightweight. I did not know. I thought that he was just taking this fight, honestly. But now that he's moving up to lightweight, I do like him here. And I'll tell you why. I think it's that pace. I think it's the pace. I think it's the pressure, the cardio, and that wrestling. That's going to give Jim Miller some problems. Jim Miller's, he has good jiu-jitsu. And on the feet, I think he is going to be better. And he can definitely, land a shot. He is powerful. He throws hard. He lands hard. And if he lands the right shot on Damon Jackson, I think he could put him out. I do. But I just think the pace. I've seen Miller gas out. He's getting old. He does gas out a lot and slows down. And he becomes very predictable. He's a predictable fighter, man. I'd pick up on something like that immediately. I saw it. He throws one or two combos, the same thing. But he's not, terrible. He loves his check hook. He's just not that good, man. And I don't, if this fight was a short notice where Damon Jackson was a featherweight still, I know he's, bulked up to make lightweight. So I do think he'll be better here. I think the wrestling's going to pay dividends here. Damon Jackson's a very good wrestler, very good scrambler. And he's been fighting much, much stiffer competition, man. This Jim Miller's beaten guys like Jesse Butler. I don't even remember. Benitez, what's that dude's name? I don't know. He's not even in the UFC. Both those guys aren't in the UFC. And Jim Miller still hits hard. I said that. But Damon Jackson, you look at the wrestling, the grappling, and he's a dog, man. He is a dog. He got that hair transplant too. He's been looking good since he got that. Not a fan of this fight. Really, really don't like it. But yeah, I will be picking Damon Jackson. I think he's submission or decision for him to win this one. And yeah, next up, oh man, another one. Just fuck me, man. Oh my god, just throw some Jake Paul and someone else in there, man. I don't even want to see this fight. Chris Weidman taking on Eryk Anders. It's a close fight, no doubt. I'm gonna go. Guys, I don't even know who to pick here. I watched film and I still had to make a decision here. I gotta pick someone. I'm gonna go with Eryk Anders. Okay. I'm sticking to my pick here. Eryk Anders, and I think the physicality. Another one where it's kind of like the physicality. He's big, he's strong. Weidman's older. He's 40, I think, now. So he is old, and Anders doesn't impress me. I do think, when it comes to the slicker striking, I would say Weidman has the better striking as well as the better wrestling. But I don't think he will be able to get takedowns versus Eryk Anders. I think, look, we've seen a massive thing with the problem of Chris Weidman recently is that's the checking the kicks, okay? He cannot check a kick. But that's another problem is Eryk Anders doesn't throw kicks. So that's tough. I think in the clinch is where Anders can do damage. Dirty boxing, I think he'll win those exchanges in there. But this is another horrible fight that I'm sad that I have to pick because it's like the fight sucks. Oh my gosh. But yeah, to me, Eryk Anders is a little bit more physical, more in his prime, I guess, if you want to say. It sucks. This fight sucks. And I feel like we might get a Weidman robbery, something like that. I could see something. But I think Eryk Anders is the right pick here. Probably like a split decision, man. I don't know. But yeah, I will be picking Eryk Anders to win. And horrible fight. Next up is going to be Jonathan Martinez taking on Marcus McGhee. I'm going Marcus McGhee. I've had a little bit of a hard time picking this fight as well. I do think it's a close fight. I really, really have been a fan of Jonathan Martinez. I love his game. I love the kicking. And he is probably a top 5, kicker in the UFC. The guy is fantastic kicks, okay? They're fast. He kicks hard. And I'm not going to lie. I've seen problems, be given to Marcus McGhee with the kicking. I can't even remember who it was. It might have been, I think it was Bolaños. Gaston Bolaños gave him some problems. But from what I've seen from Marcus McGhee, I do think it's a bit of a hard matchup for Jonathan Martinez. The switching stances of McGhee, the speed of McGhee, the footwork of McGhee, great. And he's got fast hands too, man. Obviously, the calf kicking is, going to be a problem. That's always something you have to know with Jonathan Martinez, and especially against a smaller guy, it can be a problem, okay, for Marcus McGhee. It's going to be a problem. There's no doubt, but that's what you got to worry about. Number one, hit the calf kicking, and that's what he knows, okay? He's out down at MMA Lab. I'm sure they're working on it a lot. I think he can mix in the wrestling here as well, and I think that's what he's going to do. I think it's going to benefit him a ton to mix in that wrestling. But what I've seen from Marcus McGhee, I've liked, okay? I know he's a little bit older, but the guy's got some great skills. He's really, really fast. Like I said, the footwork's tricky, and he will switch stances. Another advantage I can give him with, maintaining and dealing with those leg kicks. But yeah, no doubt in my mind, I think this is a very close fight. I do, but I just like the hands. I really like the hands on Marcus McGhee. I like the guy a lot. I think he's a cool guy. He's a good fighter as well. Definitely a guy I'm a fan of. I love the way he fights. He's like kind of weird with the striking. His hooks are hard. His counter shots are great. But he's got to be ready for those kicks because they're brutal. They are brutal, and they change every fight that Jonathan Martinez is in. But overall, I do think Marcus McGhee's going to get this one done in a close fight. But I think he has finishing ability as well. But I really want to see him mix in that wrestling. And I know MMA Lab guys do that a lot. They come in with good game plans. So I expect him to shoot takedowns in this fight and go out there and win a decision. 29-28 for Marcus McGhee. Mauricio Ruffy taking on James Llontop. And I'm not here to hate on Mauricio Ruffy, but I ain't a fan. I like his style. I think he's pretty good, but my goodness, we're putting him on the main card. Come on. All right? Like, he's a good fighter, bro. He'll never be top 5. Let's be real here. He probably won't even be top 10 ever. I don't think he's that good. He's going up against James Llontop, who, I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, look, James Llontop, he's from the Peruvian regional scene. I could go over to the Peruvian regional scene, win 2 belts, as well, bro. Like, I remember watching tape for his Contender Series fights, and oh my gosh, bro, his opponents were so bad. They were so bad, and the Peruvian, regional scene sucks. He's got it tatted on his throat or something. It's weird. But James Llontop, what he is insanely durable. And that can give Ruffy problems, and I'm not going to lie. I've been thinking about the Llontop, because I saw him fight Slava Claus, and he was eating some bombs, okay? And he has eaten some bombs. I don't know. This guy is so tough. His durability is ridiculous. And that can definitely give Ruffy some problems because, he's got that dynamic style, which is, I will say, fun to watch. But I just think it's a little bit too early for us to be putting him on the main damn card here. You know what I mean? So, look, I'm going to pick Ruffy here. But I don't think he's going to come out there and finish Llontop because Llontop is so damn durable. And I don't know if anybody remembers, but Ruffy, he's looked at it, oh my God, he knocked out Jamie Mullarkey. Wow, such a good win. Come on, man. Mullarkey, he's not great. He's been knocked out a lot. But that was a good performance, clean performance. And similar situation here, he's going against a robot statue that won't move around. So Llontop is probably going to lose, but I don't think he'll get finished. The guy has stupid durability. But Ruffy, if you guys don't remember, his Contender Series fight, up a weight class versus a kind of mediocre fighter. He was down 2-0 in the scorecards. And he showed some bad things in that fight that I know people are going to be able to take advantage of in the future. But whatever, for the time being, man, he was supposed to lose that fight. He shouldn't even be in the UFC right now. Okay, I'm joking, but look, I do think overall Ruffy is much more skilled, and that's what I think is going to show dividends here. But don't count Llontop out. He does hit pretty hard, and he's very durable. So something a little third round could get a little hairy down there. It will get there probably, but I do think Ruffy, the skill set is shining on the guy. He's dynamic, he's fast, nasty right hand, he's very slick. I do think his fan-friendly, fun style to watch, but I'm going with Mauricio Ruffy to win this fight. Next up is gonna be Viviane Araujo versus Karine Silva. Okay, I will say Karine Silva is probably one of my favorite WMMA prospects. I don't have a ton of them. I guess she's not even a prospect. She's one of my favorite WMMA fighters, contenders. I do like her. I think, she comes out there and tries to finish the fight, and I love that. I love that. Showed improvements in the striking. And, Viviane is 37 years old. She's good everywhere, pretty good everywhere. I think Karine's going to have more success on the feet, though, but she's good with the takedowns, too, man. She's strong. She's got really nasty jiu-jitsu, but Viviane can hold herself there. She has good jiu-jitsu as well. And I think, the fight goes past a little bit longer. Karine could slow down a little bit, but I do think she'll win this fight. I like her game. She's strong. She's got great BJJ. The striking has looked a lot better. The kicking looked great. She even got a knockdown versus in her second to last fight. She's looked good on the feet. I think she can win moments on the feet as well as get takedowns here, and I think she'll steal a decision. She's only been to a decision one time, and that was in her last fight. But Viviane, I think, has only been finished one time, so I don't think she'll find the finish here. But I do think Karine Silva is going to get the better of Viviane in this fight, and I do think she'll win. Next up, Bo Nickal taking on Paul Craig. This is a layup, man. I know people hate on Bo Nickal, but if you look at it in hindsight, where is Paul Craig going to win this fight? I don't know. I don't think he wins this fight anywhere. Okay, Paul Craig is a jiu-jitsu guy that wants you to take him down and jump into his guard and, lock up a submission. Bo Nickal is a D1 wrestler, great pedigree in wrestling. He's not even going to shoot a takedown. So I hope he doesn't shoot a takedown. That would be stupid. But on the feet, man, Bo Nickal, he's not great with the hands, but he's fast. He's athletic, and that can give him problems. We saw a not so great striker like Kyle Borralho, knock out Paul Craig with that kind of same athletic ability. I think that'll be the same thing here because Kyle Borralho is not some talented, great striker. He's okay. He's just fast and athletic, and that's what Bo Nickal is as well. So I think he'll knock Paul Craig the fuck out pretty easily. So that's a pretty layup one. The co-main event, Charles Oliveira taking on Michael Chandler. You guys know I do my full fight predictions on main events and co-main events for pay-per-views, and I've already broke down this fight. So if you want to watch that, go ahead. It's back on my channel a couple weeks ago. And I did pick Charles Oliveira, and I will be sticking to my pick, Charles Oliveira, but I've seen the line get to minus 250. What are we doing? Are we not forgetting what Michael Chandler does? This guy, has so much chaos inside of him. He goes out there and hurts every single opponent and has moments versus every single guy he fights. So I think this fight should be a pick'em, which it was originally. It should be a pick'em. Michael Chandler is so dangerous. He still got it, and I've seen that his first round KO is around plus 950. You got to put that in there, man. Or even KO in general. The guy has pop. All right, and this line should be criminal, man. I like Charles, and I think he's got a better skill set, and that's why I will be picking him. But Chandler is not to be messed with. The guy hits like a truck, and he's aggressive. And like I said, every single fight he's having moments. Poirier, Gaethje, Oliveira first fight. He's having those moments where he's about to finish the fight. So he's not to be played with, man. I think the line is ridiculous. So personally, I'm probably gonna lay some money on Chandler. Honestly, we'll see. But yeah, I do think Charles' skill set outshines him here. I can't pick Michael Chandler. He's too stupid, and Oliveira is not a smart fighter either. But who is smarter and who's got the better skill set? I think Charles is a little bit smarter, but I do think the skill set's there a little bit better as well. The kicking, I always talked about in my Who Wins video, the clinch of Oliveira, and that's where I think he shines. I think that's his best thing, especially against such an aggressive guy like Michael Chandler. That clinch has got to be on point. If it's not on point, we'll see some issues for Mr. Oliveira. But that clinch of Charles, man, grabbing you when you're coming in, clinching and kneeing that body. Oh, it's brutal. I love when he does it. One of the best clinch strikers we've seen in a long time, and I think he'll get this one done via second round sub. Yeah, I think he'll get that one done. But very close fight, guys. Very close fight that I would stay away from betting unless you're betting on Michael Chandler. But now we got the main event that everybody's been waiting for. Stipe Miocic taking on Jon Jones, and I'm going to be picking Jon Jones here. It's like a star-aligning moment. There's no way that Stipe's going to win, man. You know, I'd love to see him come and spoil the moment, but I don't think it's going to happen, okay? I really don't. Stipe's old, man. He's 43 years old, guys. He hasn't fought in 3 years. You think he's going to come back and just look good? And I don't even think John's going to look good either. Like, you go back to this stint he's been on. Thiago Santos win. Split decision against a guy with the blown-out knee. Oh, stinky decision, man. That's horrible look. Horrible look. And then you lose to Dominic Reyes. Bad look, man. Come up and beat the quitter, Cyril Gane. Whatever. I mean, Cyril Gane, you know, took a little pay from that fight. I don't know. But I do think Jon Jones is just skill for skill much, much better than Miocic. He's going to have the athleticism ability as well as, you know, the length. He's going to maintain the range, take Stipe down when he wants. And win a decision that I might not even watch. Honestly, guys, I might not watch that fight. I'm joking. I'm going to watch it, but I'm not excited. I want to see Tom Aspinall fight because he's, you know, undisputed the best heavyweight on the planet. So, yeah, I will be picking Jon Jones to win this fight. That's going to be it for me today. If y'all boys do want me to, you know, just crank up a little live stream or something like that, let me know in the comments. I'm definitely down to do that. But, yeah, man, that's going to do it for me. I hope y'all boys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.